I went to a restaurant a couple of days ago, and as soon as I stepped in the door, and I'd never been there before, I recognized it all immediately, and I felt comfortable and at home. And that's what we're talking about in today's episode of the Daily Sales Message podcast, where every single day I share a piece of simple and actionable advice. It's designed to help you feel more confident and sell more stuff too. Now, this is because that restaurant in particular had a 360-degree viewing option on their website. So I literally kind of walked around the restaurant digitally and I knew where everything was. And this is a really important tool for answering questions for your buyers, eradicating unknowns, eradicating perceived risks. It works obviously for physical venues or physical products more so than intangible services. But if you've ever been onto Amazon and there's a product and it can kind of spin, you can look at it all angles, or like I've done here, you could take a virtual tour of a restaurant, a bit like Google Street View, Street Map, whatever it's called, where you're kind of moving around. For people like me, not everybody's going to use it, of course, but people like me, that's right up my street, and that helped me to choose and then book this restaurant. And I've certainly bought things online before, products where I'm like, what does it look like? You know, if this is the mouse you buy, what does it look like on the other side? What does this look like, etc. So being able to move things around and look at them in 360 eradicates unknowns, helps to manage questions, helps to manage risk as well. There are, of course, lots of different options out there of how to do it in software and things like that. So if you have a product, if you have a venue, and if you don't have any kind of 360 experience, and I'm not talking about AR and VR here necessarily, but this 360 experiential way for people to look at what you're doing, then it's well worth considering, because it certainly made me book that restaurant. And like I said, I felt super comfortable when I stepped in the door. Right, that's it for this episode of the podcast. Join me tomorrow as I check my notes when we'll be covering a particular period of time that sometimes you're forced to do this for your buyers, and sometimes you can choose to do this for your buyers. But in both cases, it's a great conversion tool. So catch you in tomorrow's episode for that one.